everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Random Thoughts of Rain podcast. My name is Love Reigns, and we are here again for the MPN Network Night, another edition of MPN Network Night. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in and for continuing to rock with MPN Network. Shouts out to the MPN Network, Mr. Al Pete, and Jake Baker, and the whole MPN squad. Mine don't sound as cool as yours.
I got guns too.
All right, exactly. So, let's see. I was gonna think of like shouts out to my made up sponsors. My mom made my mask. Shouts out to my mom, J.A. Granny. Shouts out again to the MPN Network. I am Love Reigns Enterprises LLC. Shouts out to Darcy for coming through this
Sup?
this evening. So just a couple quick announcements, man. Make sure you follow MPN and everything that the MPN Network is doing. We are doing some amazing things. We have an amazing crew of people. Shouts out to the Fleet DJs Worldwide Conglomerate for bringing the kid on board. So they made that announcement this week, so I'm really excited about that. So thank you to the Fleet DJs for trusting me to be a part of the poetry division. No, I'm not a DJ. For the people that's been asking, no, I haven't been like this undercover DJ for the past 2 years. No, I'm not a DJ. I leave that to the professionals, right? So shouts out to the Fleet DJs and the whole crew out there. What else? Oh, tomorrow we are celebrating 100 episodes of the Random Thoughts of Rain podcast. Yes. So I'm super excited. So that's going to be at Players by the Sea. Tickets are still on sale, right? There's only a few more tickets left. The ticket sales will officially end tomorrow at 11 a.m. All right? No tickets will be sold at the door, okay? If you come, mask will be required. COVID precautions will be in place. That's why we're not selling any tickets at the door, because we still want to make sure that we, keep the capacity at bay. And control that as much as possible and still have a good time. So y'all come on out. Think Jimmy Fallon type vibes. It's gonna be cool. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be dope. We got Ryan Sinclair, Nick Harvey, Marquita Williams, DJ Duchess, and me. So y'all come through. So without further ado, first of all, we have been trying to do this interview
Forever,
probably at least a year.
At least
a year. I can't even tell you why we haven't, and we've seen each other. Probably
a time or two,
right?
or 20,
couple hundred times, and still just I don't know. But here we are. Everything happens for a reason. Here we are finally. So the one and only. Not only is she a dancer, a choreographer, a poet. She is also blessed. Her hands are blessed, like for real. If you have never had a massage by Darcy, you are missing out. So
come see me.
Please come see
Bring
her.
me your backs and your necks and your shoulders.
I'll
come to you.
She'll come to you.
I got a table.
Hit her up.
I got a chair.
She got it all.
I got good lotion.
Listen.
I got clean sheets.
All of it. So, the one and only Miss Darcy Stinette.
Thank you
Darcy?
for having me, dear.
I feel like I'm yelling and you're like right there.
No, that's energy. That's good.
I'm excited.
I feel that. I feel all that. This is necessary.
I'm excited to finally talk.
Finally.
We've been trying to do this forever. Like, probably since like episode 1, maybe.
We ain't gonna tell nobody.
100 episodes later. Here we go.
Here we are.
But, hey, we got it in.
I'm happy to be able to fill that slot. I'll gladly take 100. Let's yeah. Hell yeah.
So I appreciate you. So let's just start from the beginning. Tell the people who you are, and you got to tell them why you are dope.
Well, so I don't know. Okay. First, so like dance wise, like dance, I've always danced. I've been dancing since I can remember, and then slowly but surely, like middle school and like high school I started to write, but it was just like notebook poems. I never really shared like out in public. I just wrote them, and then I would tell my sister or my mom or my dad, "Hey, I wrote something. You want to hear it?" And then sometimes I would like write remixes to rap verses.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
let me find
yeah.
out.
I would write remixes to rap verses when I was younger, and I was just, and I don't know where it came from, but I just did it. And my mom's into music, and my dad's into music, and they dance and they rap, and so naturally, I feel that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
But to do it publicly, like I was with the dance company for I think like 7 or 8 years maybe, and then the dance company kind of dwindled apart. One thing led to another, and I just needed something creative to keep me creative. And so I had went to I think Moses West had Kings of Poetry, and I went, and then at the end I'm like, "Hey, I know you the dude behind the poems and shit." So and I had known him because the dance company that we had did performances for Sex on Stage.
Mhm.
So we're familiar with each other, but we didn't like know each other. And so I'm like, "Hey, remember those 84 times we danced, blah blah blah? I write a little bit. Can I and I did the cipher and some Sex on Stages and some other open mics and spoken word. And so I like that I'm able to explore. And I like that I'm able to explore and appreciate that I'm not a dancer trying to do poetry, because not all dancers can sing. Not all singers can dance. Some of them should probably sit the fuck down. But I try to make sure that I give you some kind of substance, whether it's like a silly poem or a dirty poem or Black Lives Matters poem, or and so I don't know. I like to explore whatever I can do. I'm gonna try.
And all that makes you dope.
So maybe that answers the question, because I don't know how to answer how I'm dope. I just try stuff, and then people's like, "Hey, I fuck with that," and I'm like, "All right, let's try to do it again.
Let's do some more.
Let's do some more. Let's do some more." I've
do some more fuckwittable stuff.
Let's do some more fuckwittable stuff. I did elephant pillows. I made like I handmade.
Oh, you made elephant pillows.
Elephant. Like stuffed animals, and I stitched the trunks to the tails, and it was like 5 of them. I'll show you videos. We don't have time right now. I'll show you when the camera turns off.
Okay.
But I don't know.
So Darcy makes pillows too.
I make,
you need some pillows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get her up.
I just do stuff and massage.
Yes.
Do I keep going? Should I wait for you to? Okay.
No, this is
so.
We're all about you.
Okay. So the dance company I was with, my best friend Sam, he's the head choreographer and artistic director, and he sets everything. And so one day after rehearsal, he had asked me to like rub his shoulder or like put my elbow in his shoulder, and I had no idea what I was doing. But he gave me good feedback, and it became like a thing. Like after rehearsals, he's like, "Can you do that thing you did with my shoulder?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, okay, right." Not a big deal. And his shoulder turned into his back.
Yeah.
And then all the other dancers started to catch on. So after rehearsals, everybody else had something wrong. Somebody had a calf muscle that was sore. Somebody needed me to rub a thigh. Someone had sciatic issues and had to stretch their butt cheeks. It was just weird. And so at the time, I was working for a cosmetology institute. And I ran student records. And so I had to process all the students' grades. I had to put in, I had to register students for like their licensing for their state board, and keep track of where they're working when they graduate, and help set for graduations. It was a lot of shit. So going to school or working for a school, I'm like, I kind of get the idea of the back end of it, while knowing what the students are supposed to be responsible for. And so I had reached out to 2 of my girlfriends, Tiffany Wright and Amalia Rivera, who are incredible. Oh my, like Molly is my therapist. For those who come to me, she
go to therapy. therapist.
Go to therapy.
She
She is my body therapist. She gives some of the best body work like you'll ever experience. And so I kind of picked her brain about being a massage therapist. And at the time, I think she was a therapist maybe like 7 or 8 years. But from the time that I thought about going to school to the time that I signed up, I think it was maybe like 3 weeks. And all my dance buddies were my practice dummies for massage school. And when people didn't show up for us to, like in school, you had to work on each other.
Yeah.
And when somebody showed up and we were short a body, so we're short a body who can, I had like this group chat of my dance friends. I'm like, hey, who can I get to come in tonight for a free massage? I need someone to come in. Somebody didn't show up, whatever, blah blah blah. And that was how my massage career slowly started to form.
Well, you were definitely made for it.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
And that same group surprised me for my birthday that year with a massage table.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah.
Oh, so you need friends like that.
You need friends like that. And it's
it's
keep your
necessary.
friends close.
Yeah.
And be good friends.
Yep, that part.
Be good
That's a whole
friends. Is that the podcast? You want to just jump into it?
Yes, be good friends. Be good humans. That's it.
Be good
You know what
humans.
I mean? Like, don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. You'll get
But
farther.
yeah. Right. So anyway, all that makes you
Yes.
dope, right? It does. It makes you dope. And I'm truly honored, like, you know what I mean, that just to be talking to you, because I've seen your growth, like to see you from, dancing with the group, then dancing by yourself, then doing the poetry, you know what I mean? Like all of that has been really, really cool. I love stuff like that. So do you remember your very first time performing?
Ever?
Solo. Yes. Whether it's dance or poetry.
Oh. So, my first poetry reading was the cipher.
Okay.
And it was, I think it was like the third week of August, 2018.
Oh, wow.
Maybe. I think it's the third week of August,
So how
2000.
was that experience?
Doing poetry?
Yeah.
Completely different. So, okay, doing poetry is like, first off, I'm very comfortable in a group. I've always been comfortable in a group, and I don't have to be up front. If my best friend was here, he'll tell you. Like when we was in rehearsals, I stay in the back. Just teach me what I got to do. I'm gonna learn it. We're gonna be cool. There were times where he would place me in front for performances, and he had to stop rehearsal at one point. He's like, Darcy, stop moving backwards. And he told the girl, he's like, if she moved backwards, push her forward. I'm okay in the back. I'm okay in a group. I don't need to be forefront. So when that ceased for a moment, me having to dance alone and it only being Darcy being introduced, it was something I had to get used to.
Yeah.
And what made it, so me performing my first poem, I finagled it so that I was not performing by myself. I pulled my dance sister, Savannah.
I do remember that.
I pulled Savannah, and I'm like, hey, I wrote this poem. You wanna like dance while I recite? And she's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, it was dope.
And I wrote the poem. I gave it to her to go over, whatever. And it was like, that really, it made my introduction to the poetry world, like, so much easier. I felt like that was an easier introduction for me, having her there, And then slowly but surely, I ended up having to just do everything on my own. But that was my first one. Yeah. I performed for the cipher.
I didn't know that was your first time.
That was my
poetry.
very
Wow.
and see, Mo had me for commentary, and I did the cipher because I'm like, let me do the cipher. Let me get my nerves taken care of. Let me get rid of the jitters. Let me do it here before I do it there. And Savannah performed with me both times. She actually she danced with me quite a few times when I did that poem. And it's funny because the title of the poem is Introduction. And that was kind of my intro to poetry world. But the poem was about a guy I met. Yeah. The introduction to a guy. But it wasn't until after I did it so many times, I'm like, it's an intro two ways. Like Yeah. But yeah, and then from there it was whatever stage I can get on
Yeah.
to do whatever it was that was needed. I can dance, I can do poetry.
That's what's up.
I'm going to put choreo to my poetry next.
Ah, okay. There's the first time I saw poetry, like someone dancing to poetry, it was like I think it was Marie Ninja has
Okay.
this poetry. It's like a poem, and there's a girl, I can't remember her name, but she's dancing, and to me, I was so captivated
Yeah.
by that. Like there was so the way she was moving with the words, like it was just like, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
like this is
Mhm. It's totally different,
amazing.
and it dancing to a poem gives a different breath,
Yeah.
and it like music. As an audience member, you can get lost in the music, and because you get lost in the music, you lose whatever the performance message is. But but with poetry, there's no music. It's only the words. It's the words, it's the breath, it's the pauses, it's the spaces in between your stanza. Like it's all that, and everybody love a good dancer. And if you can dance to a poem, that in itself is that's deeper than music because there is none,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But the one of the first memories, like I have someone dancing to, I think they danced to a monologue. To be honest, I don't even think it was poetry. I think it was just like a simple monologue, and I don't know. It's just different. Like that, I feel that's what artist life is you portraying and relaying something, but you gotta grasp, you gotta capture.
And getting creative, like being creative and meshing, two genres like
Together.
together.
Yes.
Like, that is amazing. So let's talk about your okay.
Okay.
So Darcy choreographed a show
Once on this island.
Once on this island at Players by the Sea, and I caught it. I caught the last show, and that first of all, that entire play
wasn't it like that cast,
oh
right?
my gosh, man, like I was so
Yeah.
moved by the whole thing, and the dance just made it that much better, right? As if it could get any better. It was like the dance just enhanced it. Oh my gosh.
It was
And when I didn't know that you choreographed it. Darcy choreographed that whole thing, and when I tell y'all, it felt like and shouts out to Players by the Sea.
Shouts out to Players
and the
by the
crew,
Sea.
Ramona, Jeremy, thank y'all. Thank y'all for being amazing and all that good stuff. But that was it felt like a Broadway show.
It was a release.
It really felt like that. And it really felt like that. So what was the process of, like how do you choreograph a play?
So first off, to dial it back a bit, when I was in 8th grade, I choreographed that play.
Ah, so it was full circle.
It was full circle. And what's crazy is Jeremy breathes theater, right? And me and Jeremy known each other since high school. And so he's like, so one day he's like, hey, you know the musical Once on This Island? And I turned around because I went to Douglas Anderson and I was a vocal major. Not a lot of people know that. But again, I don't need to be solo. I'm good in a crowd. Give me in the chorus.
Find out.
So, but Jeremy knows, like, he lives and eats and breathes theater, and he's like, hey, do you know Once on This Island? And I was like, of course I know Once on This Island. Out of all the shows,
right.
I know Once on This Island. And he's like, yeah, well, we're thinking about doing it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that is so dope. I'm like, do you know the story? He's like, no, I haven't. It's just brought to me. And I'm like, okay. Okay. Well. So one thing led to another. And then like maybe like a week and a half after, he's like, hey, for Once on This Island, how you feel about choreo? And I was like for a song or two? Because I'm a dancer, right? And I've taught dance classes, but I've been a dancer longer than I've been a teacher. So teaching is still something that I'm trying to still fall into, you know, and find my own rhythm. And I was like, you mean like a song or two? And he's like, no, Darcy, would you do choreography? And I'm like, okay. So when I was in 8th grade, I was set to do choreo because I was like captain of the drill team and I danced in all the talent shows, blah blah blah. So me dancing was known, but I auditioned for the play and I got the role of the mom when I was in 8th grade. And so this time around, just to be choreo and be on the outside of it, it was intimidating, highly intimidating, because our co-director had been traveling fucking Broadway.
That whole cast was just like ridiculous.
So I'm like, yeah, sure, Jeremy, I'll do your choreography. But it was but I had amazing dance captains, and if I drew a brain fart, they was on it. They was like, hey, Darcy, well, what if, you know, it's okay, calm down. What if we try such and such and blah blah blah? And then Jeremy, with him doing this, he's not a dancer, but it's funny because he'll come in and he's like, hey, so on this one part, I'm thinking like, you know, like what if you, and he's like, not like this, but something. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And so that was, it was.
I can see him doing that too.
Yes, you should totally see him do it in real life. I'm surprised you haven't yet. But it was intimidating, but it was worth it. Yeah. It was worth it because those dancers, they're singing and they're learning lines and they're doing choreo. And if someone drop a line and we got to start the scene over because you drop a line, my dancers got to do most of the work now because they didn't already dance for a minute and a half and you drop 3 lines. And so it's just a rehearsal process, you know, just like anything else. But I met so many beautiful artists and not just beautiful artists, but like incredible people, you know? And it was totally a journey. It was totally a journey. And I may or may not be on SpongeBob musical.
Ah, okay.
We'll put that one in
wink,
the air.
Wink,
wink.
Nudge,
nudge. I told Jeremy like I definitely wanted to be a part of, because I know SpongeBob's gonna be crazy. Yeah. I know SpongeBob's gonna be crazy, but I just wanted to be like, I like to be a part of the team, the production. So whatever you need me for, I'm there, you know. But once on this island was crazy, and the song "Pray," where we had the trees and the mom was arguing, she hit that high note, and then like Pray was probably one of the hardest pieces for us because it's the prayer no matter what, you know. And then especially in like the show is about sacrifice and praying to the gods, and everything is being led, and there's a reason for everything. And so our matinee show that Sunday, after Pray, it was 2 dancers threw up backstage from adrenaline and dancing. I didn't throw up, but I had a moment. I cried. I couldn't stop what was, you know. And Chris and Ramona, I think, were in the office during the number. And later on, we found out like they had a conversation with Jeremy, and they were like, "Yo, we don't know what happened in the matinee, but it was like you literally felt a spirit. It was crazy." And the crowd, the evening crowd that you came to, was bigger than the matinee show. But that just goes to show it's not like as an artist you can't take what's visually there. You know, you gotta go off what you feel and what resonates. And from start to finish, like that cast they went through the ringer. There's some of them who were working to like 11 at night, but they're working from home, and so they'll Skype the entire, not Skype, but they'll Zoom in the whole rehearsal. Though they can't be there, they're watching and they're taking notes while they're on their computers and their phones, or like it was beautiful to see the dedication. And we didn't have no drama. All black cast. What?
And it showed, like the practice and the rehearsal, it showed, because that was such an amazing production.
Yeah.
And like, oh my gosh, I had chills that whole time.
Yeah.
So Good job.
Thank
Bravo,
you.
bravo
Thank
on
you.
that,
It
for
was
sure.
it
So,
was beautiful.
any Broadway aspirations?
I don't know if I'm fit for Broadway.
What do you mean? What?
So Broadway dancers, they gotta tap and kick their legs above their head. Darcy don't really have it like that.
You know, choreograph. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say no.
If the opportunity
presented itself, and that's how I felt when that's how I felt.
Okay,
we can make up words. That's how I felt when Jeremy asked me to choreograph, because in my mind I'm like, this is what you do. You don't know better choreographers. You don't somebody who's stronger than me, someone who's done this before. It's because choreographing for a show is completely different than trying to teach a dance class. You know, dance classes go for like an hour and a half, and you get like a minute and a half of choreography. It's like an hour and a half show. What with 30 something songs and breaks and interludes, and but the process, like literally everyone was helping each other. There was dance singers backstage belting, like you got some ensemble members on stage that are, but then you got the ones in the background that's like, hey, for the background we need such and such, and they take their mask off and they well then, and it was just it was so great. It was so like the entire process. It was a
really great production.
Thank you.
Yeah, so make sure y'all support
Thank you. Players by the Sea.
Continue to if anybody has any Broadway connections, hit her up, because you are dope. You know what I mean? You are, you are strong enough to do that. You really, really are.
I appreciate you.
So, okay, so like
yes.
Pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Slows down everything. Things get shut down, and the creativity stops or it halts.
Mm-hmm.
What was it that kept you pushing through the pandemic to stay creative and to continue to just to make it? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people who still haven't recovered.
Yeah.
It, you know what I mean? So what was it that kept you?
One thing, being a therapist kept me employed. Mm-hmm. And it was a blessing because I was at a chiropractor, and chiropractor is more medical. Mm-hmm. And when the pandemic happened, all the spas, but because I wasn't in a spa and it's not looked at as like a luxury treat, I guess, since I was in a chiropractor office, it kept me employed. But my creative is the only thing I can control. And if I'm going to a job where I feel like the boss suck and he don't give a crap about me, I have to be able to control and handle my happiness where I can. The patients were great at my job. My boss sucked because the boss sucked. The job sucked because he runs everything, right. But outside of that, the only thing I can do is string some words or some dance moves together. And art, if nothing else, is what keeps our blood flowing. And if you lose that, then you literally lose that. If you are a writer and you don't write, what's gonna happen? You're gonna get fat and sloppy, and you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose your mind and have empty pizza boxes and Gatorade bottles and beer bottles and empty notebooks. If you're gonna have your beer bottles and your pizza boxes, put some words in your notebook. Let's use that. And so I try to do everything. I try to work with everybody who asks me, and that is not always great. Right. Because you cannot work with everybody. True. So that was.
But to still keep going.
In the midst of all of that, that was the only thing that I could control. Like, though a lot of places closed and people lost, that was my little silver lining. The art.
Same here. Like, I had to think writing has always been like my therapy. You know what I mean? And it's like even if I'm not out in the world, like, I know that I can write, and I know that I can,
Love the Moon poem, by the way.
Oh, thank you. That poem was really crazy. I was literally, this was what, Tuesday? No, what's today?
Tuesday,
Thursday.
but Monday and Tuesday, and I want to say even maybe Wednesday's moon was
Yeah,
just
the moon was crazy. The moon was, it was absolutely beautiful. So I was standing at my door and I just took the picture and I looked at it and I was like, man, like it looks like the tree was you know how people
holding.
take those
Yeah,
pictures. It looked like the tree was holding the moon, and I just got, actually I was talking to Kia Flo. Kia Flo's the one who inspired that, because I hadn't, like, family stuff and COVID and all this shit has been happening, and it's like directly impacted me. So
right.
the 30-30, I just kind of completely dropped the ball. I was doing good, and then the family shit happened, and I was just like, I don't feel like writing shit. And so I was talking to Kia Flo, and she was reading me some of her poetry, and it inspired me to write. Yeah. I took that picture and then I wrote, and I was just like, wow. Like, I literally wrote that poem maybe like 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
crazy.
it. Yeah. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. I saw that and I was like, yes. I'm infatuated with the moon.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, I really am, and I literally, like, legit sit and talk to the moon. Like, you know, why not?
Why not?
Why not? You can have a conversation with the moon. So, what inspires you? What inspires you to write? I'll say that.
What inspires me to write?
So you said your first poem
was the intro,
the introduction to the dude.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was my first poem, like adult.
Okay.
Right. There's some other poems that I've written since like high school and stuff, but I feel like I write when I'm emotional. Mm-hmm. So you'll get like a heartbreak poem, or you'll get like a poem where, or it could be just like a metaphorical idea. I like metaphors. You know, one of my homegirls, she had told me at a job that I hated so much. I'm not there anymore, by the way. But she had given me the writing prompt. She's like, why don't you write something about a natural disaster? And I'm like, okay. So I sat on it for a couple weeks. I didn't know which way I wanted to go. And my favorite dancers are Lay Twins.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah. I've been following them since like 2009, 10. They go deep. Their river runs very deep within this one. So I took them and I compared them to thunderstorms and tornadoes.
Okay.
Right? Because if you watch them together, like how in a tornado you got hot and you got cold air, and they together it's like a powerful force. And that's how, if you watch them together, they're powerful. But if you watch them individually, you'll definitely see the differences in their movements and their qualities and their accents and stuff like that. And so anything inspires me. If I feel I can build off of it and take a different angle than what you may usually go for, I don't know. That's like I drive off that. I drive off that. Another friend of mine, Andre Pico Chain.
Yeah.
So he got a movie he's working on called What Goes Around Comes Around. Yep. And he's like, hey, I need you to write a poem about karma. And I'm like, all right, sure. So I wrote this poem about karma, and everyone says karma's a bitch, right? And that's how I started. But at the end of my poem, karma's a guy.
Okay.
I like to flip shit.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But I'm a very emotional writer.
It's okay. We all
I have
are.
way too many poems about.
We all are.
Yeah.
We all are. It's okay. So what's coming up? Like, what can people expect from Darcy?
Anywhere that I can be.
If there's a
stage, and you'll have me, yeah. I dance back up for Holly Monroe, and that's been a journey in itself. And I don't know. I like to be active, and I love collaborating, and I don't have to do anything on my own if it's not necessary, or I don't know. I like to be a part of and that was something that made me tie so deep into Once on This Island, because it was the first time in a long time, really, that I'd been a part of something as a group, as a unit, since my dance company. And so I don't want to sit on my talent. If you feel that I'm great, then yes, I'm going to come do your interview, even if it takes us a year to plan it, you know, and
we're going to get it done.
Yeah, we're going to get it done. And that's all that matters. And so I just try to be open. I try to be open to whatever, because you miss every opportunity that you don't take, you know, and if it's a bad experience, then at least you learn from that bad experience as opposed to not having an experience. And so, yeah, any and everywhere that I can be, I will be.
So is there anything coming up that people need to know about, fans and all that good stuff?
Fans, a strong word.
Not fans. Stop playing. Whatever.
Lovely,
right, like in the room.
Lovely supporters.
Right, fans. You got fans.
I am Darcy like no one's watching on Instagram, and if there is a flyer that I can be on, I will be. If there's an event that I could come to, I'm doing the Black Lives Matter run on Saturday. I'm doing chair massages, and I'm stupid excited. Yeah. I'm excited for that one, because that's necessary for a lot of reasons. But yeah, I just whenever, wherever, however I can be. Yeah. It's probably a horrible answer, but that's all I got. That's I take life as it comes, and if I can get on your stage and make someone feel good,
or Darcy like no one's watching,
then I'm gonna do that. Yeah. I'll give you a couple poems and a cabbage patch or a butterfly, and then I'll rub your shoulders after.
Exactly. Oh my God.
You know, let's do that show. Ooh. We'll talk.
Listen, if y'all for real, massage. If y'all need a massage, she'll come here, hit her up.
Please. And I got a table. I have a chair. Oh. Health fairs. I love to do, because that, like, I love to give. You know what I mean? Yeah. And not a lot of people are educated in massage, because there's so much that goes into that, and it's so much that's missed. Yeah. And so I'm trying to now, in addition to dance and poetry, I'm trying to now see how I can capitalize off of my massages. Okay. There's prenatal massages that I do. There's sports massages and stretches that I do. There's
my brain. I'm thinking, like, how can Darcy, how can she dance?
You want me to do a poem poetry, as I massage? All at the same
time. Or you can record the poem, have that playing as you're doing your massage. You could do a video. Here we go. You record the poem.
Yes.
Do your own choreo.
On video. And massage.
To your poem and massage. Boom. Do it.
I'm going to have my people call your people.
Listen, I'm serious. I'm dead ass serious.
And
do it. Like, that would be, nobody else has done it.
Innovative.
Do it.
Okay,
boom.
We're gonna
it's done. You heard
because I want to do more, and I want to create more, and I want to make more money, and I'm not gonna do that being stuck in someone else's office, you know. Yeah. So yeah, it's like my 6th year being a therapist, and I think it's time to gut punch that shit.
Well, we're gonna talk. Let's do it.
So
one of the other reasons I do this podcast is because I wanted to be more intentional about giving people their flowers and letting people know that they were dope. So
thank you.
I love you and you're dope. And I was good today. Boom! I got you some flowers. So here you go. These are your flowers. And I just want you to know that I love you. I see you.
This is adorable.
I appreciate you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
All that good stuff. I'm happy you were born. And
I'm happy you were born. I love your entire soul, Rains.
Aw, thank you so much.
I do. I really and I'm proud of you over the years. Like, girl.
I do stuff.
Yes. doper than dope. So thank you. This was all of my pleasure.
Well, same here.
This
We'll
is
do
all
it
of my
again.
pleasure. Yeah, and it ain't gonna
You
take us a
deserve
year.
it, Father. Exactly, it's not gonna take. I promise it's not gonna take. Because we got to do that, the massage and the choreo and the recording. So we're gonna do that. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another edition of the Random Thoughts of Rain podcast. If you can come out tomorrow, come out. Like I said, tickets go. The ticket sales end tomorrow at 11 a.m. We're gonna have an amazing time at Players by the Sea. Shouts out to the Players by the Sea crew. Shouts out to Darcy. Shouts out to the MPN network.
Yes.
And everybody for continuing to rock with all of us. And right. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I know I do a lot of stuff, man, and I appreciate.
Keep up with her though.
Keep up with the kid, man, because one thing I'll tell you this. One thing that I was watching a conversation that Oprah was having with somebody, and she was saying that I want to be, when I die, I want to be used up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I want people to be able to say, man,
at least she
did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she lived this life, and I really feel like, there's so much more. I honestly, I feel like I feel like I've done things, right? But I just feel like there's so much more that God is planning for the kid, and for everybody, man. So, mask up, all of that good stuff. Stay safe.
Yes.
Stay away from drama and the bullshit. We ain't got time for it. Like, we legit, tomorrow's not promised. You know what I'm saying? So if I died today, I want the last thing that I say to be, stay well and live in love, man. That's it. Live in love. All of that other shit is so unnecessary. Drama.
And it's gonna fly by.
Yeah, it's gonna fly by. You're gonna wake up and be 80 years old in your bed, and looking at all of the people that's around you doing all these wonderful things and sitting back talking about, oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Nah, don't do that. Live your life to the fullest because you never know. All right?
All right.
Peace. That was dope.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.